like the world, but you don't want it to change. You're all puppets, tangled in strings. There's only one true path to peace. Your extinction. What's going on, Crimefighters? It's the night, and it's time for us to unite for a ghetto version of Avengers Age of Ultron review. I had a different review I was going to upload to you guys, but it wouldn't let me upload it to YouTube. I have no idea why. So until then, you get this video now, because I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. I'm sure you wanted to hear my thoughts about the movie, and I want to give them to you. So, shall we begin? Oh, and this is a spoiler-free review. So if you haven't seen the movie, it's safe for you to watch. Don't worry, don't panic. I'm not going to give anything away or any type of crucial plot points at all. People, Crimefighters, do not leave any type of spoilers in the comments. I'm going to kick your ass if you do, alright? Keep it respectful for those who haven't seen the movie, so let's keep it civilized a little bit. Still talk about it without giving too much about it. I'll probably do a spoiler review later down the road if you want me to, but until now, keep it safe, alright? So, Age of Ultron is once again directed by Joss Whedon, who is a master at ensemble pieces and a master at Marvel Cinematic Universe, and being a part of it in crafting this lovely film that we have now. The story goes Tony Stark and Bruce Banner basically create a peacekeeping program called the Iron Legion. This program is meant to protect and keep the world safe when the Avengers can't, or unable to if somebody gets hurt, whatever it may be. This is to basically replace the Avengers if the world so ever need be. So of course, along the road, the beginning of the film, they're coming together and they're looking for Loki's scepter. It is being held by the remaining Hydra forces. It's being analyzed and realizing that they're up to building an own army. They're using the intelligence from the sphere as well to create their own. Of course, this gets in the hands of Tony Stark. From there, this artificial intelligence was the key to creating Ultron, so he believes. After a failed attempt, of course, the AI is alive. From there, we get Ultron. And basically, the rest of this film is having the Avengers protect the world and stop Ultron before he can destroy the world and rebuild it in his own image, which of course is never good. That's your basic premise. It's not the most intellectual premise, it's not the best premise in the world, but it works for this film. Now, of course, if you guys have been seeing in all of the reviews, it does not carry the same magic that the first one had, because of course, the first one we seen all of them together, that was the first of its kind. It's not the same for this one, but does not take you out of the movie itself. You don't get distracted, nothing is more dull. The characters are better, the interaction is much better, it's highly more developed, and it's a lot more entertaining than the first. Action. The action is absolutely amazing. It is mind-blowing, it is breathtaking, it is beautifully shot. It is absolutely gorgeous. I loved when every time action, when that sound was exploding, whenever someone would get punched, you would feel it. It was absolutely great. No question on that whatsoever. Now, to what we want to know. The characters. Some of them kind of remained flat or the same, while others truly shined in this film. I'm going to start off by saying Tony Stark. Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. will always be my favorite about any of these films. The way his character transitioned from being comfortable in position, but also having his own secrets, having this burden that it's his fault for creating this terror in the world. Even though he had the best intentions, that's something that Tony Stark has always been his downfall. His plans necessarily, he does not see the consequences, he only sees a vision. And a lot of visionaries, that tends to happen. They lose, instead of kind of having a well-rounded approach and seeing everything in the good and the bad, they only see the potential. Along the way they don't see the risks. And that's something I love seeing, going that character through a journey with creating Ultron and kind of facing this head on. It was really well handled. Captain America, he was the same. He was kind of flat. Well, not flat, but he was just kind of still that whole broad line. He really didn't have a huge arc. Thor, he was the same, but we did get a lovely little peek into Thor Ragnarok during a Pacific Dream sequence that he has. So that was a good little Easter egg to have. Black Widow, I felt like this was the most we've seen and developed her in all of her appearances. It was amazing, and it was truly kind of haunting to find out her past, to see where that leads, and what she reveals at the end of the film. You truly feel for her and her character, and you understand why exactly she is the way that she is, and she's the Natasha that we know. And I felt like that was handled really well as far as Joss Whedon, his writing style for that character, and just to kind of get and understand what she's looking for in life, that she wants to happiness, she wants a family, she wants love, but she's unable to. And that whole relationship with her and Bruce Banner, the two play a really interesting dynamic and play well off of each other, and you understand both sides of these stories and why they cannot be, and it's really sad. Hawkeye was my favorite. He, out of everyone, had the biggest. If not, he was one of the standouts of the film. He completely did a 180 from the first film. We get to see the entire film through his perspective, basically, where in a team amongst gods and tech geniuses, he is a man with a bow and arrow. To see that through his perspective gives a whole new meaning to the character, gives a whole new background. We see a complete new lifestyle we didn't even know existed and knew, and when we actually approach that of him, it's handled amazingly well. And it gives us a little bit more in-depth about the character, and it humanizes him a lot more. And that's something I'm glad that they did, and he was actually, like I said, one of the standouts of the film. Now, Bruce Banner, he was another. Of course, he's still battling the Hulk and kind of the burden and responsibility of having these two sides to him, and that really plays a big factor within the love interest between him and Black Widow. And like I said, it is sad because both of these characters have demons and burdens that prevent them from finding true love or finding or moving on and finding that happiness that they truly want. And where we find the Hulk at the end of this film is very open-ended, and I love the way that they did it without giving too much away, but it really opens up and leaves so much room in interpretation, but it was also really sad to see. Really sad to see, actually. You really felt for the character in that moment. They really humanized the Hulk in this movie, and they gave him a lot more layers than what we normally and previously have seen from him in any form of media. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, they were okay. I accepted them, I guess. Quicksilver is not nearly as good or awesome as Evan Peters' Quicksilver in Days of Future Past, but it was still tolerable. Scarlet Witch, she did well. Her accent was going in and out, both of them actually, which was kind of annoying, but not enough to take you away out of the movie. Ultron was badass. He was actually one of my favorite, if not the best Marvel villain on screen outside of Loki, that we've had to actually oppose a legitimate threat. You actually felt, you actually understood kind of where he was and where he's coming from as far as his motivation and what he's doing. James Spader was fantastic as a character, both funny, both menacing, both evil, both badass. All of those things. He brought in a complete different level to the character, which I felt we can really relate to. What was I going to say here? Yeah, that's really about it. The overall story, the execution, the action, the writing, the development, everything was literally spot on and aced in this film. I couldn't ask for a better way to start off the summer movie season. This literally came out with a bang, and I'm sure it's going to break tons of records on its way out. The only two gripes I would have about the film is I didn't feel like they set up too much of the Civil War aspect of the film. They touched on it a little bit, but it wasn't enough to kind of really fully get me invested. And Ultron came really quick. His creation was kind of rushed. He just kind of, we found this AI. Oh, you're born. Ooh, now I'm mad. Now I hate the world. And now I have a body out of nowhere. It was very rushed. But once he was finally established, it was done really well. But I just wish they would have gave us a little bit more deposition on how he came to be in those stages, instead of just, bam, I'm Ultron. I'm like, well, why are you mad? Like, what's happening? But other than that, guys, the movie was amazing. It was perfect. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 nights, and I recommend you to go see it if you haven't. I'm going to see it a few more times, but it's definitely go see. Go see it in IMAX. The 3D is not jarring. It does not distract you from the film. I personally enjoyed it, and this is something that everyone will love, and like I said, will have you talking for weeks on end. All right? Let me know what you guys thought. Did you see it? Did you not? Are you going to? Let me know what you guys thought, and we can talk about it below, all right? No spoilers, all right? Join me on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Like, comment, and share. Subscribe if you haven't already. Live from my work. It's a night, and I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the movie.